Lesson 16 of Ready Math, we begin our unit on measurement. And we start off by just spending some time to understand what measurement actually is. All right. So we first talk about things that you can use to measure. So like a quarter can be about an inch. So we use that to measure things. We could use our finger, our small little finger. It's about a centimeter across. We can use that to help us measure. But really, we need to make sure we're all trying to use the same measurements. So we have what we would call rulers or tools to measure with. So a ruler, in this example, has both inches and centimeters. But there are lots of different tools we can use to help us measure. All right, if we know the width or if we know how big something is, we can use that. For instance, we said a quarter would be an inch. So if we know that's an inch, we can use that to help us measure if we don't have a ruler or yardstick or something available. So here's this example of using the 1 inch cubes or the 1 centimeter cubes to help us measure. So first of all, I notice on our ruler, it does say centimeters, and so that's important, is to pay attention to the type of measurement we're using. So these are centimeter cubes. Each cube you can see here is the width of a centimeter, and so we can use the cubes to help us measure, all right, or the blocks, squares. So using them, I can look at the crayon, and I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 centimeter squares lined up with our crayon. So the measurement of the crayon would be 7 centimeters. So we'll write that down here. And we use the little cm to represent centimeters. But when I look at the ruler, I see that there's a problem. Because when I look at the end of my cubes and my crayon, I see that we're at 8 centimeters. So something is off. When I look back at it, I notice that we skipped part of our ruler right here. So that's something we have to pay attention to as we're learning to measure, is that we always line up our ruler, our yardstick, our measuring tape, whatever we're using to measure, we use that and line it up to that 0 there at the very end. So the biggest thing we need to know about measurement right now is that there are different ways to measure, different tools to measure, but we have to be extra careful with how we line up our measuring tools to make sure we get the correct answer.